What? A horror movie on the new year in January and not October? Why, that's just blasphemous. Yeah, I know, it's kind of insane that I'm doing a horror movie in January of 2024. But keep in mind, horror movies are kind of like, sort of my specialty in a way. And this one intrigues me in another way, which is why I'm reviewing it. And also for the fact that I'm still not feeling too great. I'm actually not feeling too great. Must have caught the holiday, cold, but I don't know. I think I'll see how I am in the morning. But today we're actually going to be talking about something that was released September of 1973, and that is young Hannah, Queen of the Vampires, or as it's also known as Crypt of the Living Dead. After returning from the Holy Land, the Crusader King Louis VII buries Hannah, his young wife, in the caves of an island in the middle of the Mediterranean. 7 centuries later, Professor Bolton arrives on the island and causes Hannah's awakening. And that's as much as I can get about the description of this entire film. I could see that Rotten Tomatoes did not give this a good percentage, IMDb gives it a half, and the Letterboxd, oh god, it's pretty bad. But I think it's gaining its slow cult following. Teresa Gimperer, I can't even pronounce this last name, plays the young vampire, and god, from 1973 she was gorgeous. And especially in this like the outfit she's wearing looks nice, the way she looks is nice. It's just she looks incredible as the queen. And the funny thing is that for Mystery Scenes Month, this was pretty interesting because there was no behind-the-scenes footage. Well, actually, there was no behind-the-scenes footage, but there was also no behind-the-scenes photographs. There are, photographs of the VHS and DVD releases of this film that shows a picture of Hannah pretty much, literally, you could say pissed off, in a way. This is the photo. And I'm questioning if that was part of the behind-the-scenes photos because I could not find any on Google whatsoever. If anybody can, link them to me, I would be happy to see them. But it ain't gonna stop me from doing this review. Why is this on Mystery Scenes Month? Ask me this question. Why is King Louis VII's own wife, Hannah, a vampire? Is it the big question here? Is anybody questioning that? Everybody's questioning why does this thing exist. Everybody's questioning why is it a Hammer film. Everybody's questioning the bizarre ending. But people are not questioning why is Hannah a vampire. They talk about it that her and the crew were pretty much, you could say, dragged away and died at sea. Hannah pretty much fed on them pretty much to stay alive. And of course, I think she warned King Louis VII not to go near the boat, but of course his entire crew was vampires, and I guess he wanted to bury his own wife because she'd do more harm. And at the same, she did. Even 7 centuries later, she caused a lot of mayhem in this village, and it took quite a lot to get her down. No, not kill her, destroy her, because she's a vampire nonetheless. She's also not as smart as Dracula or even the Karnstein family from another Hammer films, a triple Hammer films when Hammer was dying down. But Young Hannah was a very interesting vampire flick. I'm surprised it never got a sequel, and I'm also surprised it never got a remake. As far as I know, I've been looking at very, very bad remakes of horror movies. How come this movie never got remade for the US is beyond me. Especially the fact that this was a Spanish and American film. Yep, it had pretty bad dubbing, but it also has pretty good American actors to actually play the parts, and they're not bad. Especially I can't even spell these names because it's hard. It's hard for me. I don't spell very well. It comes nature with me. But I can tell you is the actors played pretty good. The costume designs were nice, and Hannah as a vampire, be honest, who would love to see something like this here? Like a queen vampire like this? Yes, there are others from the past, but I've never seen something like her. She has a mystique. She has like a something to her. Of course, she never speaks. In a sense, I don't know why. I don't know why she doesn't speak. Other times she just smiles, other times she looks disgusted, other times she's angry, and other times she's just hungry. And that's kind of like what it is with this 7th century woman, we'll say, because that's how old she is in this movie, 7 centuries. Today she'd be a lot older than that, but that's beside the point. Besides the point is, how did she become a vampire? And that still remains a mystery because even I don't know. I'm guessing it's gotta be something between the Hammer films, like she became a vampire in one of those Hammer films. Now, we don't know because we hadn't seen it, and as a matter of fact, I doubt there's any dialogue in any of the Hammer films that actually tell us that it talks about King Louis VII's, bride-to-be becoming a creature of the night. I have no clue, and it's gonna remain the mystery to this very date. I guess my guess it would be Dracula, because Dracula is old. I think he's way older than Hannah. So it is a possibility. Maybe she was the second bride? Maybe she was the third? Who knows? It's a question and a mystery that even we can't solve, and especially the fact that most of the actors are pretty much long gone. But if they're still alive, I like to question that ending, and I think a lot of people need to start questioning that ending as well. What happened to Hannah? How did she become a vampire? And at the same time, why is she a vampire? At the same time, I'm okay with her being one. She is probably one of the hottest vampires around. But I still am questioning, why is she a vampire? That's a question I'm never going to get in this answer, and I guess we'll never get for the test of time. But let's hope someday, if there ever was a remake, we might get an answer to this film. But until then, we only can come up with theories, and there's a lot of theories out there.
What's that animal next to her supposed to represent?
That's a werewolf.
Do you mean that she was supposed to have been a vampire?